I'm Natalie, the Adult Services Manager at Durham County Main Library. This video is in place of our regular Zoom craft tea program where I host each month to demonstrate the crafts that we have in our adult take and make kits here at Main. These kits are funded by a grant from the Durham Library Foundation that helps us to distribute art supplies to the community, helps to fuel your creativity, and to engage with our adult patrons. In November, this month's adult take and make kits are infused simple syrups. So this is a great recipe to have and a great skill to have, especially this time of year when you might be doing some more baking or mixing up different kinds of drinks for company. You can get store-bought simple syrup, but it's very easy to make at home and you can customize it so many different ways. Now, if you were able to pick up a kit at Main Library this month, you should have just about everything that you need, but you might also have these ingredients already in your pantry. So in your kit, you should have a page with your ingredients and some additional ideas and tips and tricks and the instructions here on the back. You should also have a book list, which includes some fun titles that involve infusing your own syrups and drinks and sodas and some baking recipes as well. And all of these books are available at the Durham County Library. So in your kit, you have 1 cup of white sugar. And you can substitute brown sugar if you prefer a toastier flavor. We also have a cinnamon stick and some whole cloves, and you can adjust the strength of the flavor based on these ingredients. I've given you more cloves than you probably need, so if you don't have to use all of these, if that's not your favorite flavor. You can also break the cinnamon stick in half if you want it to be not as strong. You can also adjust the strength of that flavor based on how long you let the syrup steep after cooking. You'll also have 2 glass bottles for your finished syrup and a little funnel to help you get the syrup into these bottles. They have very narrow mouths, so that should help a little bit. And at home, what you will need is a small pot or saucepan, a stovetop, and a measuring cup so that you can make sure you have a ratio of 1:1 with your sugar. So you'll do 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. If you want to make a stronger syrup, you can use half as much water. It'll make a thicker, more concentrated syrup. If you'd like to give these as gifts when you're done, there are some label stickers included in your kit. You'll just need a chalk marker or maybe a metallic Sharpie to write on these, but then you can package them up really nicely once they're all complete and wrap a ribbon or bow around here to make it more festive. So part of why I like making my own simple syrup at home so much is that you can customize the flavor however you like. So I'm gonna go ahead and start adding things to my pot. So I'm using my cinnamon stick, my whole cinnamon stick, and my cloves. And I like to add, I'm gonna add some orange peel and vanilla extract. I think those flavors all go really well together with the spice. But you can add, different spices that you have at home. If you have allspice or star anise or cardamom pods, things like that will be really good combined together. And I'm just using a vegetable peeler to get some of the zest off the orange. And you just want the orange flesh. You don't want too much of this white pith because that's more bitter flavor. And this already smells really good together. You don't need too much, but I want a stronger flavor, so I'm gonna add that. And I have vanilla extract, but if you have whole vanilla beans or vanilla bean paste, you can use that as well. Here's the sugar. And our 1 cup of water. So I'm just gonna put this over a medium-high heat to bring it up to a boil. And you wanna stir pretty constantly so that it doesn't stick to the pan or get any singed bits at the bottom. You just need to bring it to a boil though. You just want the sugar to dissolve. You're not really cooking it. Just keep stirring as your sugar gradually dissolves. You want to make sure all those crystals get melted. I'm gonna add my vanilla. And I'm not measuring, but I'd say use about a teaspoon. And like I said, you can customize this and definitely try whatever's in season. If you make this during a different time of the year, you can try different herbs, floral elements, things like lavender or honey can be added. If you have peppermint extract at home, you could use that to make some peppermint syrup for your holiday drinks. Starting to get some bubbles here. And when your sugar is fully dissolved, you'll notice that it should be completely clear. No crystals down at the bottom. Now it's just come up to a boil, but all of my sugar is dissolved. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off the heat. And I'm gonna let this cool completely. I'm gonna put a cover over it and let it steep. You probably wanna let it steep for at least an hour to get the full flavor. You can leave it steep for a few hours if you really wanna concentrate all of those flavors. So my syrup has been steeping for about an hour, a little over. And now you can just scoop out your solids and dispose of those. If you feel like you've got some little bits in there, or if you have a strainer and that's just easier for you, you can just use a strainer. Just get all of these out. To transfer this to your bottles, it may be helpful, rather than trying to pour it straight from the pot, to transfer it to something with a pouring spout. If you have a big glass measuring cup or something like that, that would be perfect. Even a mason jar might make the process a little bit simpler. I'm gonna try not to make too big of a mess. And I'll just do this a little bit at a time. This can be sort of a sticky process. Just pop your funnel into the first bottle. Each bottle should hold about 5 ounces. Just a little bit at a time, slow going, no rush. And once you have these bottled, you will store them in the refrigerator. They should keep for about a month. If you notice anything getting a little cloudy or anything like that, you can just go ahead and toss it, but it should keep for a little while. Get my next bottle ready. And this smells really good, so I'm very excited to use this. Whoop, get a little closer. So simple syrup is a great ingredient that you can use in so many different things. If you're doing some holiday baking this season, if you're making layer cake, for example, you could baste this in between the layers. Add it to poke cakes and other things. Add it as a flavoring to different glazes or frostings. For drinks, this would make a fantastic spiced old-fashioned. You could also add it to any kind of coffee or tea drinks. And I think it would be really great in a hot toddy when the weather turns really cold. I think I've got a little bit left. This would also be really good in a mulled wine. Almost fits. So now I've got my labels, and I'll pop these on. And like I said, you could add a nice little bow or ribbon. And hopefully you can enjoy your own simple syrups all season long and all year long for all your own home creations. So there you go. And I hope you have fun with this recipe, experiment and make it your own, and we hope to see you in more library programs in the future.